Welcome to Achievers Part, the show where we explore the stories and strategies of successful individuals who are making impact in their fields and communities. And I am your host, Victoria Showme, aka First Lady V. And I am excited to bring to you inspiring conversations and valuable insight from achievers just like you. So each week we are joined by guests who will share their expertise, their experiences, and successes from entrepreneurship to career development and to personal growth and social impact. We will dive into topics that matter most to you. So sit back, relax, and let's get ready to be inspired. And so we are glad to welcome our guest today, Kaosarah Adeyi, who is a millennial and she is rocking it. So welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me this evening.
Yay, it is our honor. So if you don't mind, can you just take a few seconds just to introduce yourself to our audience, what to do, and as much as we want us to know about you.
Okay, thank you so much for having me here this evening. My name is Kaosarah Adeyi. I'm an entrepreneur. I am the executive director of ABK Food Hub, an agro food processing company and exportation company where we deliver different local food items to Nigerians both home and abroad. I am also the immediate past senior special assistant on youth engagement to Kwara State Governor. I am also a development finance officer. I worked with the top development finance institution here in Nigeria. I was also formerly the student union vice president of over 40,000 sorry. Let's talk about money. Okay, so the over 40,000 students of the Better by Far University of Ilorin, and over the years, I've done quite a number of initiatives just to support your other young people because I actually have an interest in entrepreneurship, business. I want to see other young people grow irrespective of the field they find themselves.
Wow, that is amazing. I mean, you have so many accolades, and I'm so inspired, and I believe you're an inspiration, to your generation and to the youth out there. Because when I was doing my research and getting to know more about you, that you have championed a lot of initiatives, for the youth. You were a senior special assistant, for youth engagement of Kwara State, and you did so many things, and now you are an entrepreneur having your own business. So I really just wanted to kind of share why you have passion for the youths, for the young adults. Can you speak a little bit into that?
Okay, so I forgot to mention that I'm also an author, and I authored the book of Shades and Color, where I shared my background from a humble beginning. So in that book, one thing I mentioned was the fact that as a young person, you must not allow your background to determine who you are or who you become in life. So one of these to what I do in my office as a senior special assistant on youth engagements was the fact that I wanted to see other young people grow. I wanted to see other change the narrative about things, most especially on entrepreneurship, because I believe the government cannot provide job for everybody.
I love that statement. Wow.
Thank you so much. We all have a responsibility to play. So irrespective you find yourself, you have to ensure you impact in people's life, especially on things that would, give them a future they desire. You understand? So I came up with a number of initiatives just to support other young people, empowerment programs. We gave business owners grants. We organized trade fairs for them to showcase their businesses to investors, people, and different platforms that I was able to provide through the office I occupied while I was the senior special assistant on youth engagement to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kwara State, because I believed if we have businesses growing in Nigeria, if we have how other young people in growing their business, they would not wait for the government before they get a job. They will wait for the government to, to give them an employment. They would rather be an employer of labor. They would rather that unemployed youth into the workforce rather than waiting, okay, I also want to be employed. Why not you employ, even if it is 5, even if it is 10 people, also have a means of livelihood rather than everybody putting the pressure on the government to get a job. So I believe it is it is my responsibility as a leader or in any position I find myself to see other young people grow. I also replicated the same when I was the student union vice president of University of Ilorin. I organized the maiden edition of the Student Empowerment Scheme, where we gave a lot of students startup equipment just for them to start up something while they are still a student, because I started my far back as when I was in 100 level. So I believe even as a student, you can do something for yourself. And this is what I've been doing since 100 level. And I still do it even after graduation, even after serving as a senior special assistant, even after working as development finance officer. This is a business that was started as a 100 level student. So I believe if you also grow, like allow other people to realize their potentials through those opportunities, to really go a long way in developing our youth and also developing Nigeria in general.
I mean, your story is very, very interesting, because sometimes when you see people in the universities, their aim, get let me study hard so I can get a job. But you have another thought to that, another perspective, that why you waiting for somebody? Why waiting for somebody when you can actually, help the labor market? If you can start your own business and employ people, it's a win-win for you, for the people, even for the government. So I want us to really kind of dive into your inspiration for entrepreneurship. As a person, I love entrepreneurship. And even while I was still in secondary school, I started like entrepreneurship, because I just love the fact that when it comes to entrepreneurship, that one's potential is not limited or restricted. So nobody can tell you how much you can make. You control that. When you work for somebody, they tell you how much salary they're gonna pay you, and that's it. But when you able to do something for yourself, you can, like, the sky is the limit. So tell me, what gave you the inspiration and passion for entrepreneurship? Because that even transcend beyond you just doing just going into business, but empowering other people, making resources available for people to start business and to grow. So what is your inspiration for entrepreneurship?
Okay, I think my major inspiration has to be my background. As someone who came from a humble background, I knew the only way I could, empower, let me say, the only way I could change the narrative about where I came from is to like, there's no amount of job, a paid job, that can give me the kind of, impact I want to make in people. No amount of job. I do not want to depend on people to be able to help people. I want to build something that can in turn impact in people's life, not just about myself, not just about like me being rich or so. I know there's no amount of paid job, waiting for salary at the end of the month, that can actually translate to the growth or the narrative I want to change in my family and I want to change in my society. Double background, I was like, I saw a lot. So, and I knew there's no two way around it. I have to do something to make sure, and there's no two way around it than entrepreneurship, than business. And like you said earlier, you won't have to wait for someone before you can do things. You won't have to depend, only your salary. You are limited to a certain amount of money at the end of the month. You can impact in many people's lives as you want to, because you have to, like, you can't impact the way you really want to impact waiting for someone to be like, to pay you at the end of the month. I think that's my inspiration, the fact that I want to impact in as many people's lives as possible. And I know being in a paid job not give me the opportunity to be able to do as much as I want for people around me and also people in the society.
You know, this is really very intriguing because from what you say, what I'm gathering is you have this big vision and you have this big goal. You know where you came from, and for you to be able to kind of break certain narratives about you, to change certain things, you have this big goal. You be like, you know what? My path to making that happen is not to wait on salary, because if you depend on salary, because you did mention a statement, you don't want to depend on people to help people.
Yes,
And
you're
I
right.
love that thought of, you know, somebody having that big thinking, that
Yeah.
big imagination, and be like, I want to touch my community. I want to make impact, but at the same time, I don't want to be at the mercy of salary. Where, yes, at the mercy of people, where sometimes maybe that you get pay on time or you don't. All the money is not even enough for the ground vision and the dream that you have. But you just be like, know what? The way around it is to be able to be an entrepreneur. And I think that is amazing. So, how has that journey been for you being an entrepreneur?
I love the way you asked that question because I know you're a business owner, and the way you asked shows it is not easy. It's not easy. It is not running a business is not easy, and most especially running a business in Nigeria is not easy at all. Like there is no single day that you wake up that you don't wake up to a particular challenge. There will always be that challenge. But one thing that keeps me going, irrespective of the challenge, is the fact that I remember why I started in the first place.
Oh.
Like, okay, this is why you started. And irrespective of where you find yourself, even if you work for a corporate organization, even if you work with the government, there will always be challenges. There will just that the level of challenges you face in each respective like career field you find yourself differs, but there's no life except you are not doing anything. That's when you don't face challenge. In as move forward in life, you want to do something, you want to make a change, there will always be challenges, but your ability to manage those challenges will determine how you turn out to be, how the business turn out to be, and how grow and move forward in life. So there has always been challenges, and one thing is the fact that we would always overcome those challenges. So far I know how I started, why I started, and that keeps me moving irrespective of the challenges I face. And I think that is what everybody, irrespective of what you do, be it an entrepreneur, be it whether you're working in a corporate organization, whether you're working for the government, there will always be challenges, except you are in the same place, except you move forward. That's when there won't be challenges. Even if you're in a corporate organization, probably you want to get a promotion, they might hindering you from getting that promotion. So that's a challenge. Your ability to make those things will determine a lot. If you're working with government, you may have a project, you may have something beautiful, an idea, and you are unable to do it. There will always be challenges. Even in business, maybe you are trying to scale up your business, you need funds. There might be challenges with funds, there might be challenges with manpower. It can come in any form. But your ability to, manage those challenges is what determines, like, what really defines you as an individual and defines the outcome of what you do.
Wow. I mean, sometimes people have a misconception when they look at people in business, because sometimes people always look at the glamorous aspect of business. They look at you like, I want to be the boss. I want to have, my own independence. I have to have my own freedom. But then some people are not looking into, like, there are challenges. As you have challenge if you are working for somebody, as you have challenge in dealing with your boss, your manager, your director, so are people with businesses. They have their own challenges as well. Everything you're seeing is not just about the glamour, about how much they make, but even the problem they are solving, how they're dealing with clients, dealing with managing employees, products and all of that. But one thing you said is about managing those challenges so that every one of us, it doesn't matter which field you are, where maybe a career person, a business person, you will have your own challenge based on that field that you are in. But the main thing is she talks about the how, yes, the why, and then how you manage it will determine the outcome that you get. So I want you to we're still talking about entrepreneurship because people are listening. Actually, we have people in schools, maybe in colleges right now, or they just finish school and they're either waiting on job or things like that. So I really want you to kind of speak into how people can get started in entrepreneurship, especially the youth. Maybe they're still in college or they already graduated. So I want to kind of speak into how they can get started, what they can do to get started, just kind of empower them.
All right, thank you so much for that question. It has been a wonderful session so far, and I must really commend you. Like, I've really been enjoying the conversation so far.
Thank you.
On how other young people can get started, one thing you need to do as a young person, and I think one thing I always do, because I know this is not like I've not started yet. I've not. So one thing you need to do as a young person is to identify a challenge, a problem that needs to be solved. When you identify a problem,
identify problem,
bank on that problem, solve it, make money through those problems. If you look around you, there will always be different challenges people are facing. There are things people need. So it is now left for you to look at the business aspect of those challenges people are facing in the environment. I remembered when I wanted to start my agribusiness, like I told you, I started right from my university days. Then, even at that level, okay, I discovered people were not getting some products as a student and all. So what did I do? I look into that gap. You must be willing to look at the gap in your society, that gap in your environment. So it is that gap that you're trying to fill, that you can come up with different ideas, different things, different initiatives, different businesses. What are the challenges? What are the problems? Is it logistic they are facing? Is it logistic problem? Do they have issues fixing? So that is it is those gaps that you will look to be able to make money. So as a young person, one thing you need to study your environment, look at the problem they are facing, and then bank on that problem, solve it for them so that you can make your own money.
Wow. I mean, I love how you put it, like study your environment. There are some things missing. There is a gap somewhere. There will always be a gap. It's not looking for a way to solve that problem and making life easy for people. And that will get you money. I want to share, I was in Nigeria earlier, and I was going to get some things from my stay was actually very, very brief, very, very short. And I needed to get things from different people. And I'm like, there is no way I can go from one place to another. It's like it's time consuming, and I had very short amount of time. And the person I was with just came up with the idea, and she was like, oh, we can use dispatch rider. I'm like, what is dispatch rider? And whoever came up with that concept, honestly, by the time I left, and I was thinking about it, whoever came up with this idea, with this concept, it's great. It's great. And we got somebody that they said they'd known very well, integrity matters. And he was the one that we get something from one place to another, pick up something, deliver. I got things from Abuja down to Lagos. I mean, from Abeokuta to, it was like, and I did not have to make the trip myself. So I was like, honestly, I'm like, whoever came up with the concept.
So there will always be problems. So how they came in, like logistic came in. It can even be busy professionals. So we have some people that's okay. There are people that are busy, are unable to make their meals. So why not just for them? Even as a student, as a young person, even in your environment, like I said, one of the best, one thing I also discovered is the fact that one of the best place to build your audience as a business person, your university days. Because
university days.
Look at the number of people in a particular institution. Imagine having those people as your target audience. Why they grow? Rather than wasting.
So what she's saying, okay, let's pause here. I want you to take your note and listen to this, especially if you are in college and you have access to, like she's talking about, if you are in university, whatever it is, those can be your target audience. She's saying you can start from there. Imagine you are in a school with 1,000, 2,000, 3, 4, 10,000 students, and they are your audience. They are your potential buyers, potential customers. Please continue. I love that.
Okay, so among those 1,000 who are your colleague, who are your fellow students, we have governors among them. We have some senators among them. We have top business owners among them. So imagine having those people as your contacts, even as a student, while running your business. Most of those people will translate to your connect. Even if you don't want to go into business, you want to be a contractor, you are looking for opportunities. Those people who you've mingled with, who you've connected with as a business owner while in school would really help you as you move forward in life. So your target audience as your young person is when you are in university, you have the opportunity. Majority of the people I know, majority of the opportunities I get today are from those I've met while in school. So as a young person, you have the opportunity right now, irrespective of where you are, to build that connection. And because, adults, by the time you are growing, you discover everybody is busy.
Definitely, yes.
Almost everybody, by the time you are married, people are struggling to make ends meet, to have their family, to have these. People are busy. But imagine building that connection, that friendship, that target market right from your university days. That bond will always be there. That bond will always be there. So as a young person, look inward to your environment, immediate environment, while solving that problem. There's no limit to what you can achieve through the connections you build while you are in university, because a lot of great people grow at the end of the day.
Wow. I mean, and that is huge, because when we're talking about human capital, that is it, having access to people and you building your portfolio from while you are in school. Because like you said, there are people who are senators there, business people, great people from there that you really want to leverage while you are in college. You want to leverage to build that relationship. And if you can start something while you are in college. And and one thing that I have found this day, like you were saying, a lot of people want things that would make life easy for them. It may be maybe something that will just simplify their lives. And if you are a student, you know how school life can be, what your colleagues are struggling with, or what you as a student is struggling with, and you can provide solution and just take it from there. We are still going to come back to that, because we are going to dive into the power of people networking. But I want us to fast forward to your business now, your agro business. I want you to tell us more about what you do about this business and what actually inspire you to, because when we were talking earlier on before the recording, you serve a lot of customers. So I want you to really, let's go into your agro business.
Like I said, I am the executive director of ABK Food Hub, where we process over 30 Nigerian food products, and we've delivered over 2,000 Nigerians, both home abroad, UK, US, Canada, different countries. Just name it, we've delivered to different countries, and we still do. So, and one of the things I identified was that a whole lot of people struggle to get access to Nigerian food by the time they relocate abroad. So we are ensure they have this feeling of being home while they home. So we are gap of, you know, their inability to access their local food while they are over there. Even in Nigeria, we provide hygienic. We just recently built one of the biggest food processing factory here in Abuja, where we do our work, and you know, we serve a lot of people. We are fully equipped to serve different people. We have staff that work, and we've done quite a number of things over the years. And you know, like I said, that this is a business I started as a student. Now it has translated to, you know, owning a factory, a fully equipped factory in a part of Abuja. So this is what we've been doing over the years, and this is what we still continue to do. And one of our major goals before the year runs out is to ensure our products are available in major stores in Nigeria and also in major stores abroad, in most of our stores abroad.
Oh my God, that is interesting. I mean, you know, when I've been in the United States for over 21 years now. And I remember when I was leaving Nigeria to come over, one of my fear was that going to, you know, traveling outside the country. That means I will not have access to Nigerian food. That all I'm gonna be eating is salads and greens and no swallow. There will be no pounded yam. There will be no amala. There will be no efori roux and all of that. But I mean, over time now things are getting better. I remember when we're still in New York, sometimes we have to travel like 1 hour or 2 hours, and sometimes we have to send people like, okay, bring this. It was like a very special commodity. We can't easily get up and say, oh, you know, like just go to the market and get your gari or whatever. But thank God for people like you that today, you know, we can go to the store and get some pando yam, and get some and get some things that we can have a taste of home even while we are away from home. So yes, so share with us some of the food, African Nigerian food that you package.
Okay, so we process dried meats. We send dried meat to countries. We do dried fish. We do dried vegetables. There's like I said, we have about 30 products: meals, beans, yam flour, like you mentioned, because it seems you like amala.
Yes.
So fufu flour, beans flour. So different food, different local food. Just name it. We supply people abroad, and you know, even within Nigeria. And also for people who are traveling abroad and they don't want to have issues at the airport, we process all those food, we package it for them. Like most of the issues at the airport that they would have to confiscate their items, maybe due to they are well processed and well packaged food items that you can hardly have issues while traveling with them, apart from the fact that we ship to them directly in any country.
Oh my goodness, that is interesting. You know, that is, we're talking about entrepreneurship, and she's talking about this company. She actually started the company while she was still in college, guys, while she was still under level, you know, started this company. And now they have a full factory in Abuja where they process everything and ready to ship, because I love what you're doing, because if not for people like you, okay, we are outside the country, oh my God, we will suffer a lot. But but people like you really kind of make us to be able to have a taste of home. And this day, sometimes when we have our parents come from outside of the country and come here, one of their fears is that if I bring anything, will they take it from me? Or like after whatever I brought with me is over, does that mean we have no access to any African food, any Nigerian food? But because of people like you, we say, don't worry, grandma come. Charlie, and when they come, I will say, bring this, don't bring, don't worry, we can find it here. We'll get them here. And be able to eat. I mean, we eat pounded yam here, guys. We eat a foriro here because of people like that. And she started seeing that there is a need when people travel out, especially outside of the country, and even people in Nigeria as well, you know. But when people travel outside of the country, that is one thing, that when you are away from your culture, you are away from your people, food is really an integral part of our culture. is really a part of it. And I still enjoy it. I eat my pounded yam with my hand, like wash your hands and, you know, dip my finger into that amala pounded yam and just eat it. I love it. So thank you for that. So let's talk about how you're able to manage kind of exporting food outside of Nigeria. So do you have any challenge? How were you able to navigate? Because we are saying that as well, so that for people who are outside of the country, to those who are listening here in the United States or Canada, she is talking about how you can get your best Nigerian food, you know, how you can get it. So are you able to really navigate around exporting? And also, if somebody were to ship from you, if you were to ship, you know, from your factory in Abuja to, let's say, to United States or to Canada, because that's where I am. Like, how long will the processing be? Is it 1 week? Is it 2 weeks? Do we have to wait 1 year? So kind of speak into that.
Okay, so as far as food exportation is concerned, there are different ways, there are different systems, there are different methods, there are different challenges, irrespective of, like, there will always be challenges in food exportation. So one you need to understand as an entrepreneur, as a food exporter, is you have to understand the needs and the demand of each country. You have to, that is key, because if you do not take that into consideration, there will be issues, there will be challenges. There are some countries that have restriction on, let's say, fish. There are some countries that accept fish.
Yeah.
So in one key thing as an entrepreneur or as a food exporter, you need to understand and study each country's need, each country's restrictions, so that you have issues of seizure, of custom confiscating your product. So once you are able to understand that, that is number one challenge. You've solved that number one challenge, which may be confiscating by custom, or, you know, that's number one challenge that mostly happens, not knowing the restrictions so in a particular country that you want to ship to. So another thing, as an entrepreneur, there are different methods for different products. There are some products that has to go through sea. Product that has to go through air cargo. There are some products that you have to do through express. So each product has their own peculiarity. So it is not left for you to learn, study, and know what works for each particular product you are dealing with. So that
is good, because the thing is, people will say, oh, I can't do this, I have the challenge of exporting, but you kind of breaking it down. Number one, you want to know whichever country you are dealing with, whichever where your clients are, you want to know the rules that govern that particular geographical location. Like you said, some places we accept fish, some may not. So it's you taking the time to understand the differences and kind of know what is particular to this location and to the other one. And now you're talking about there are different methods of shipping. Some can be through air cargo, it can be express, some can be through sea. So you have to take into consideration all these different method of shipping. Wow. Business is not for the faint of heart. It is a learning process. So, like regular, for example, now for people like me who is in the United States. So if we want to send anything, if you want to ship things to us, the normal way, the standard way, which I don't know. I know people send things, I don't know how they do it. So, but like, what would be like the average time? Is it 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
No, like I said, every product has their own peculiarity. Like for some of our products, like fish, foodstuff, gari, beans, snails, and the delivery is within 3 to max 7 working days.
Oh.
7 working days, you already get your package. But for some product that has to go through cargo.
Oh, okay.
It will take up to 4 weeks. Some product, let's say oil in large quantity, you want to ship some flour, in large quantity, you want to ship a ton of maybe 50 kegs of oil, cannot afford to use it via air cargo. That would be too expensive, very expensive, very expensive. So those products, those heavyweight products has to go through sea shipping, which takes about 3 months. So different products has their different duration. And your cost, the ability to spend. Like I said earlier now, for example, I want to ship fish to USA or Canada, because the rules in US and Canada, they're almost the same. Like
North America.
They're almost the same. If you hear there's a restriction on meat shipment in US, just watch out for Canada.
For Canada. We are neighboring countries.
Yeah. Another challenge we face here in Nigeria is the restrictions on us are quite much compared to other countries. Some countries, let's say for example, this pen now, some countries, they don't have restrictions shipping this particular pen directly into US. But in Nigeria, there might be challenge you shipping this particular pen into Nigeria because of
Oh, wow.
I remember about 2 months ago, leaves were allowed on board via express. Like you can ship as many leaves. Some people went to carry drugs. Oh, I'm not supposed to be saying this on recording. Okay, so so every restriction, different product, different restrictions, different thing, So you just have to study and ask whoever you are working with the different alternative available.
I mean, you've really expatiated on this topic when it comes to exporting and importing of materials into whichever country. It's number one, people to know the rules that govern, where they are shipping things from until the country that is receiving the shipment. You want to be aware of that, and then you're talking about the size, and depending on the type of products. Those are the things that we determine how long it will take, and also we determine the route. If it's going to be air cargo, it has to go through the sea. So thank you so much. These are really really interesting things that we're talking about. Okay, so we're gonna be wrapping up in the next few minutes, but I want you to we're gonna talk a little bit about people, about the power of networking, because when you were talking earlier on as to people probably maybe like in college, in institutions, like they have access to people, that can be a starting ground for their entrepreneurship journey. And you talk about how they can meet people, and later on in life, those people can actually be very instrumental to their success. So I want you to kind of talk into how people can leverage on relationship, or how they can start to build that habit of making friends with people, of connecting with people, so that later on, because even for people will maybe not do business, but sometimes you want to secure either a contract in an organization, or you want to be able to work in a particular organization. Sometimes I always believe if you have people who can refer you, who can put what in for you, that is going to make your job search or whatever you're looking for, make it more easy and faster. So can you speak into that?
All right, thank you so much. It has been a wonderful session so far on networking, on your network. And I think one thing that makes it easier for every individual, like if you are open, if you are seeking to build a network, is the ability to add value. People mostly want to associate with people who can add value to their lives, make their life easier. People who can do things people who can share knowledge with them, who are like knowledgeable in different fields, people who can add value to their life. I think that's one key thing to building a quality network. When people see the potential, when people see the value you offer, they would always want to connect with you. Don't be a parasite. People don't associate with parasite. People who don't want to associate with people who just want to take
feed on them.
Not I mean, just take whatever they have. Just take their knowledge without giving a return. Just take the good connect they have. Just take this job. Just take for them. What can you offer in return? Value that you have as an individual. People want to associate with people that know. If I have this person in my corner, if I have this project, you can always share ideas with me. You can always see, not someone you just bring something up, but and say it's okay or no. You understand? So people can their vision. So that is who people want to associate with. When you're a person of value, everybody wants to be around you. Everybody connect with you. Everybody wants to network with you. And as you move forward in life, you discover your network is your net worth. Because it is the people that you know, especially in Nigeria, it is the people that you know that will recommend you for opportunities. It's that you know that will recommend you for a job. It is the people that you know that will recommend you for contract.
Yes.
It is the people that you know because they feel like, okay, we want to contribute to your success. We want you to be able to point the fact that, okay, she supported me. So make sure you build quality network that will really translate to your growth. And whichever network you build, whoever you have in your corner, ensure you also provide value for them. Ensure you also be a person of value and not just be a parasite in their life who would always draw from them and not have anything to offer in return.
Wow. Wow. I mean, guys, as you are seeking to network, as we are seeking to have people that believe in you, have people on your side, she said, also think about the value that you can add to other people. You are not just thinking myself all the time, but you want to build a mutual beneficial relationship with other people where other people also feel like they are getting something from you. They're getting value from you. Not that all the time you just going in, asking, taking, and taking, and taking, but be in a position as where you can offer something. You can offer advice, you can offer assistance, you can offer your time, you can offer anything. Because she also mentioned that your network, as time goes on, will determine your net worth. And she mentioned that, people want to be part of your success, but at the same time, they want to know that whoever they are helping is someone who is adding value to their lives, is someone who has been there for them, someone who, one way or the other, has offered one help or the other. So thank you. This has been a great time with you today. I'm enjoying the conversation, and me and you are sharing all this nugget, which I believe not only for youth, every other person out there can actually benefit from this. So as we wrap up, I don't know if you have anything else to say. I wanted to say it, and then we're gonna talk, just kind of give word of advice, word of encouragement, either to the youth out there or to anyone.
All right, thank you so much. I must really appreciate you and commend you for this initiative, and like you shared with project, some of the things you've done, especially for women, especially.
Thank you.
I'm really impressed, and I must commend the team, and I want to see more of you, more of the team, more of your work as we move forward. And in my own way, if there's any way I need to come in to support I would always be there for the organization, because anything that has to women, I'm really, really interested, because I want to see more women grow. I want to see more women be in different leadership position, different businesses. Women, look at the likes of Bola Shagaya, look at the likes of Alakija. I want to see more women like them, that because they inspire us. So we also need to be a role model for those people who are coming behind us. And we can only do this by what you do, by showcasing spotlight on people, by allowing people share their stories, so that we can learn one or two things from them. So my final advice to other young people, let me say anybody watching this video, is to ensure, know that there's no limitation to what they can achieve. They things I thought of years back, even right when I was still small. And most of those things are what are happening in my life today because I am able to vision them and I believe so much in myself that no, I want to achieve this. So if you, as a young person, you have to believe in yourself. You have to be potential. When you have that belief in yourself, no matter how people try to discourage you or bring you out of your thought, because of the belief you have in yourself, you will be able to achieve those things. And there will be no limitation to your achievement. There will be no, the sky is your starting point. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in your potential, there will not be any limitation to what you achieve in life.
Wow, wow. Oh my, this has been a great session. So thank you so much for your time. I mean, we've talked about different things, your initiatives, how you started, and you've been inspiration to a lot of people. And now you are in your own business doing great things and making sure that people like us outside of the country, we can always have a taste of home even while we are away from home. So thank you so much for all that you do. We are so proud of your work and so proud of your accomplishments. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
So thank you guys for tuning in today, this episode of the Achievers Pod. I hope you find inspiration and value in today's conversation with our dear friend Kaosarah Abdurasak Adeyi, who is doing amazing thing in Nigeria. She has her own business, APK Agro. We exporting food processing company, and we are so excited to have her today. And if you really want to learn more about her, and you want to connect with her, or maybe you need some Nigerian foods wherever you are, we are going to be putting all of those information in the link below. So please, wherever you are watching us from, maybe on YouTube, if either you're listening on the Apple Podcast, on Spotify or iHeartRadio, please leave a review for us and please make sure you share and subscribe. Until I see you again, this is your host, Victoria. Show me. Continue to do great things and continue to achieve success. God bless you. Have a wonderful one. Bye-bye.